Greeting interwebs, this is your host Jackie K, and we're back for this place. Sorry for the lame closer last time, but I decided just to go through with it, and if I just resume where I left off, we would have easily had a 40-minute video, so it was like a 20-minute or 40-minute. I decided just to go 20 minutes for the sake of my sanity. I don't have a strategy going for this place. We're just gonna wander around until we run out of new things to pick up. And eventually we're gonna find the item we want along the way. Plus this is like a remake of the other games. So the item that I'm looking for to make progress in the plot probably isn't even here anyways. What you got here, and a little dug tree will take care of it. Excuse me. Well, it's good to know that Order kinda is like holding her share despite being a little under level. No, that's a new rocket, but I don't remember this being a new room. Look at this jolly good fellow just sitting politely in his business chair. I feel like there should be a means behind all of it, but I mean, hey, more hidden items for us to grab. I'm starting to notice a pattern of where the useless items are hidden. That's not useless though. I'm not sure if we'll be able to make use out of it, but I think this is our first TM that's of a steel type move. So that alone is enough to get me excited. And no one can learn it. And I kinda doubt that 69 can learn it either. Also, this is apparently the most powerful grass type move that 69 can learn, so I gotta remember to teach it to them the next time they pop up in the party. I'm gonna kind of wait until I know I'm in an area that we definitely have a prominent enough of water types, maybe even ground types, that 69 would have a huge advantage over Glisshiss, because otherwise I just feel like Glisshiss is gonna fall too far behind in the whole grinding and all that. Oh, eek, no, stop! Oh, you're not with Team Rocket. I thought, I'll give you one for pride. Please forgive me. You got the kaboom? The kaboom in this game? Like, I know, like, some games it's Thunder Wave. Forget what it is in Leaf Green. It kind of makes me want to think that it's Thunder Wave, but also I don't think, like, Thunder Wave is a TM in the 3rd generation. And again, a TM that none of our Pokemon can learn. I mean, that might change, because I'm willing to be a little bit more flexible with it all. Alright. I'm not having any luck on this floor, so I'm gonna hop up one more and see if I can, like, find a clue of where to go here. What do you have? Team Rocket has come to take control of the Silph Co. Yeah. I don't care about that. I know one of you goons are guarding a card key, and I very much would like to have it to, like, cheese through all the warp panel navigation and just, like, finally make my way to where I gotta go. So if you could be so kind and just hand it over or point me in the right direction, I would very much appreciate it. And on the tangent of Pokemon and my weird history with the Mario series, I don't know if I ever really got around to finishing the story, but it's just like, Mario games always been things like they're fun, but I don't have the nostalgia goggles, because like, I always like got into, it's kind of just weird, and like, didn't have Mario games be my first introduction to the series, or into Nintendo in general, and It's a little weird because I wouldn't even say platformers aren't my genre. Just to look at how much I praise Celeste of all things. Like, I can actually say that you know how much I praise Celeste because we had that freaking whole episode just me rambling on about the game with someone in the chat. Alright. But the games, like the games I played, were fine. And like, for example, like I played out Mario Odyssey to the end, and it was solid. Like, it was a nice game. And we definitely know you're a bad guy because you're talking about Pokemon being slaves. Because they're not slaves, even though they listen to our every command. They're our good buddies and friends. I say that a little sarcastically, but I mean, that was always like an interesting point about the whole Pokemon narrative. Just the concept of Pokemon technically, like, we're not actually forcing them to Pokeballs. And they could just, like, break out or run off on us whenever they please. But it's all a matter of order and respect that we get from the bond between trainer and Pokemon. I should have just gone for Earthquake. They got a little too trigger happy on the button there. But I think that's part of what I liked about Black and White so much. Like, I mean, on one hand, they kind of like, they weren't like too ambiguously great with the villains, even though their whole concept was the fact that they were trying to convince people that the trainers were the bad guys. I mean, but they still did nefarious things enough that made it super obvious that, like, they're definitely going about things the wrong way, even if they do have the right mindset. Like, kicking a freaking Musharna, for example, is not exactly, like, really, like, a worthy thing of Savior or Pokemon to do or anything. And I mean, like, I feel like if you haven't, you should play Pokemon Black and White if only, like, experience the story. It's kind of like, it's got the feel of Gen 1 with a, well, it's got a lot of things that I personally think made Gen 1 so great. Like, the whole fresh start in the Pokemon series. Like, if you're going in with no knowledge on the 5th generation in general, it's like playing a Pokemon game for the first time, because every Pokemon that you can actually use in battles is a brand new Pokemon. Awesome! I was just thinking about how I wanted to get rid of agility, and I found the perfect substitution. Nevertheless, I know I need that card key. You wouldn't happen to know anything about where it could possibly be, could you? Oh dear, help me please. The man next to me, he's such a coward. Well, once again I made a complete loop. And there's still no sign of that card key. Actually, hold the phone. Sorry, that just looked like the exact area that the card key was in the original games. But I remember, like, being behind the teleport panel and you had to do, like, some weird thing of just, like, teleport to here and, like, step right as the only way to get to it. But still, I'm engaged. I am curious to see what that item is. So I don't think I'll be able to rest until I look more into it. So here goes nothing. You dare betray Team Rocket? What is even the point of that line? It's in the original games, and I don't remember what it actually leads up to. Like, it's so weird now it plays that it, like, spur conspiracy theories of all things. That one random Rocket NPC dialogue. I feel like there's, like, they wouldn't have left it in the remake if it was a typo or something. And I feel like there's, like, a purpose to it that gets explained after battle, like, oh, what did I say? You're not actually from Team Rocket, are you? But, like, why would he say that in the first place? I'm not even wearing any sort of uniform or anything to make me look like a Rocket member. Only reason that you would even think that is, like, if I was, because you know I'm not an employee, simply because you may know that I'm not an employee of the corporation you're taking over. Whatever the case may be, let's see if it's still worth having Thunderbolt on Hoopa Laylee. Yeah, I mean, the crit doesn't won't help really make a deciding factor on all of that. But I mean, I won't complain. You say words, but I don't think you understand the meaning behind them. You'll never be on our side. If you stand for justice, you betray us bad guys. Okay, that explains so much yet so little. And that's not the card key I was looking for. Weird. I could have sworn like that guy's... I could have sworn that I remember Spiffly fighting a grunt like that. And not getting the card key soon too far after. Well, I mean, we are constantly getting lost, and I don't know what areas I've been to and what areas I haven't. But we keep finding new things, so at least it doesn't feel like we're not making progress. Because we're at least finding new people and getting new items, so it could be far worse. It could be a lot more. We could be a lot more lost, and things could be a lot more tedious. That said, like, it feels unfortunate if I got in tonight, but I'm kind of like, I didn't come here with too many tangents prepared, and I already feel like I'm running out of them. I mean, I went to a little bit more about the story of why Order is named Order, but I'm not sure if I can even really remember it. Like, I know that the friends that did a Versus that I was playing along with, each went for their own start. They both went for a Squirtle for a starter. One name... There's just like... The order kind of just ties into that... the naming scheme that they had with their starters. Because I think I even named my starter that too. Like, one was like... Ah, frick, I don't even remember, like... Political terms are coming to mind, and could very well be that, but I don't want to say it until I actually know if that was actually the case. Nice gold and silver reference there. I guess it could just be a random Japanese building, but it also does really seem like the type of thing you would do in that sort of scenario. Have I fought you? I haven't fought you, which means I haven't talked to those NPCs over there, and I feel like they could be important, so I guess it's worth taking a little extra time to beat down these grunts. It's just a shame that 69's not really getting a chance to bask in any of this in this glory, but with all the types of Pokemon we've been fighting, I don't think there would have been too many opportunities to properly bring 69 in here anyways. It's so weird that I'm actually still getting used on Thunderbolt on freaking Gyarados. But I think I know what move I'm gonna replace it with when we eventually get it. And man, this can be glorious. You thought like Gyarados was busted already? Just wait until we get that TM. I mean, like, I could also get rid of Dragon Tail. I haven't used it once, but it could have a strategic purpose. I mean, like, one, things that are strong against Dragon are pretty rare in this game. Well, less rare now that they introduced, like, fairy types and all that. But before I go ponder that anymore, kind of like seeing what they're up to. Okay, the person's on the 11-4. I mean, I doubt we can just like take the elevator there and be done with it, but maybe we can get a little foreshadowing, maybe some hints on what the heck we're supposed to do. Yeah, we gotta ultimately get to that teleporter, which will take us down there, and the person's in that room that we can't reach. Halt, state your purpose for being here. My purpose for being here is none of your dang business. All you're doing is wasting my time, because you're just gonna go down like every other rocket grunt that I've faced so far today. It's a little bit of a shame because I joked about like Hoopalele actually carrying us through the entire Silph area, and here it is Hoopalele doing the majority of the work of wiping out these rocket grunts. Like, Especially with freaking having Thunderbolt on it, and like I could swap to other Pokemon, possibly get them other experience, but with my party members earning a little bit of experience in the back, and when I could just like one-shot each and every one of these Pokemon without even wasting the trouble of swapping around, I don't see why not. Hoopalele is not even the most over-leveled Pokemon in my party, so all the more reason to keep her out. Have her do her biz. I think I'm really gonna enjoy... I have been enjoying, even, like, it's not too late to just say that I am. But I love just the fact of how many different Pokemon I'm using. Like, this is the first generation, the generation that I was... First Pokemon game I played, first video game I played in general. You think I'd kind of be bored of all the Pokemon. Which, I mean, yes. But you think that would mean that I've actually played with every single Pokemon in these games. And funny enough, no. There's things like Gyarados, which maybe I used in a random playthrough, but definitely not of Gen 1. And Pokemon Go of all things really got me real interested in using the Pokemon. I've never finished a playthrough with Dodrio here, which is part of the reason why I want to have her come along in the adventure. Think like Available is kind of in a similar boat where I was thinking about using it in Yellow vs. Leaf Green, but then decided on some other team members. T10 Eddie is, again, another carryover from the very first time I attempted to do a Pokemon playthrough on YouTube. Or a Pokemon Yellow playthrough, I should say. Why not? A teleporter's a teleporter. As long as we keep fighting new trainers, I'm not gonna like feel like things are a complete waste of time. Well, you know, the time wasting has begun. Well, let me just like refresh myself on other party members. I mean, Eevee doesn't count because I feel like Eevee just so glorious a Pokemon I use every chance I get. And Glitziz. I mean, both Victory Bell and Arbok are Pokemon that I don't recall using too often, if ever. I definitely know I never used an Arbok in a playthrough from beginning to end. But I'm also pretty sure I haven't done one with Victory Bell either. Okay. We're getting to the point of Silph Co where I'm just going around in circles. So, I need to come up with an... I need to do something different. Well, I mean, I guess I didn't fight you. Hello there, 1 to 4 Rocket Sisters. Meowth. Why did I not expect that Meowth? And also, I was just thinking about swapping away from Hoopalele to give someone else a chance to shine in the spotlight. And yet, here we are, Hoopalele just coming in here, getting outsped by a freaking Meowth, but still obliterating these teams all the same. I don't know, for some reason I thought Hoopalele was a fast Pokemon, but then again, I keep saying that about all my Pokemon, and not every Pokemon can be the fastest. I do just have a lot more. I just, by pure coincidence even, I've noticed I have a lot of high tier Pokemon with high tier speed in this game. Like Dugtrio and Dodrio are some of the fastest. I don't remember which one's faster. I know Electro's the fastest non-legendary Pokemon of Gen 1. And I think those two come shortly after that. And I guess I was thinking like Hoopalele was fast but not too fast. But then again, the Meowth line are pretty fast Pokemon, so I guess it makes sense. Also, I couldn't have completely explored this place because there were still a couple items left to pick out. Team Rocket came and took over the building. And I guess, like... Okay, so I guess, like, they aren't just quite... We're in it for the money. They do have that generic world domination plan in the background. It's just not as prominent to me personally because... Like, it's some throwaway NPC dialogue. Without that, you would just think that they're just a group of gangsters just trying to make dough. But then again, like, world domination would probably be good for making the money, so it's not completely out of character or anything. It's just a little shame because it makes that realization, that memory, kind of makes them a tiny bit more generic of villains than I recall. I mean, it's the first game, so I'm not. I guess I kind of give them a little bit of slack just because it's the first game. So they had room to be basic because it was the first. Though I shouldn't take teleporters because that just gets me more jumbled about what rooms I've been to already, what rooms I haven't. But I just see a teleporter there, and I'm tempted to go for it right away. Like, go for it. All that to end up back in the second floor. Oh, okay, this time I'm for sure I'm not going to take any teleporters until I skim each of these rooms to make sure that there isn't something obvious I'm missing out that I haven't done yet. I guess part of that temptation is just the fact that I'm pretty confident that I need to take teleporters at some point in order to make progress in this place. But we're not gonna be making the progress until I actually find the area I haven't been to yet. Are you a new area that I haven't been to yet? I haven't fought you yet, so that counts as far as I'm concerned. How am I even gonna handle the editing for this? I feel like I kind of like scared off anyone from watching it. And I ran out of story, so like I can't like make shenanigans of it. I guess if I think of it, I don't just directly upload this from Twitch. I'll just like cut around until I get into each trainer fight. But then like people might not be able to keep track, but it's also like I'm not being very efficient at the whole keeping track thing. Okay, you know, I'm surprised Hoopa Lady didn't reach level 40 with how much she's been just sweeping through everything. Oh, pardon me. I don't know why I've just been so gassy that I have to like pause mic so often. But I mean, I guess part of it might be because the holidays just came by. I'm recording live streaming it, same difference. The day after Christmas. So, like, I've been living at home with family for years. So at least I didn't miss out on like hanging out with the intermediate family. Sure, like, there's a whole bunch of extended family that I haven't been hanging out with, but we haven't really done that for the past couple years anyways, so it wasn't like I was missing out on too much. You? Well, there shouldn't be any children here. There shouldn't be a random juggler just hanging out in this building, sir. That makes it two of us. You and your magically floating Pokeballs. I get what they were doing. They were just like mimicking the sprites from the older games. But it just still seems a little off. Like, dude, could they really not be bothered to animate Pokeballs going up and down, like for that female Rocket Grunt, or maybe with the case of this juggler here, he could actually be juggling the Pokeballs. It'd be cool, but I kind of get it. And this is the game that we're gonna play, huh? You know what? No. Gen Girl support. I forget what this does. I forget that I can keep doing this. And it's kind of wasted. Oh! And it takes my turn! Making all the realizations a little too late. I mean, do I possibly have... I have full heals. I don't have a full restore, do I? Nah, it's a little too late for that. Hyper Potion, even though I'm a little concerned that they're gonna use the move Dream Eater. Because that's usually the combo that this family line does. Put you to sleep and then use Dream Eater. It's the only reason they would have that move at this point, and... do I even bother trying to use an item break out of it, or do I just like wait it out myself? Because my concern is if I use... the big concern always when you're trying to use items to break out of status conditions is the concern that the moment that you actually use an item, the AI is just gonna use the status move again to put you right back where you started. Very, especially true for like temporary ones where like eventually I'm gonna wake up with my own and that sleep's gonna go away. Kind of sucked that I had to waste a whole potion in that. But Hoopalele also has a nice boost going, so we shouldn't have to worry about that happening ever again. Because Jenna Girl just gave her support, and we're just gonna sweep through the rest of the Juggler's team and pretend that last 5 seconds never happened. Right? Right? What was that Pokemon? I don't know. I don't care. Kadabra. Perfect. I can just crunch it, and we can be along our merry way. And it's I kind of would like to actually have some grasp of a bearing before ending the part, but we're almost at half an hour. I kind of had a feeling like I was dreading going for a Silph Cold because I knew it was going to be all over the place. But this juggler is definitely new. Oh. We remember this guy, do we, fine folks? You are new, therefore I should pay attention to you. What's it, Mr. Archer? You know that kid? Oh, this is a scripted double battle, isn't it? So you're fool enough to get in our way, is that it? We're brave little boys. Please don't say brave little boys. That just does not feel right coming from an adult. I'll teach these children a good lesson. Okay, is it actually going to be a double battle? Oh, here we go! Double battle against Team Rocket Admin Archer and his grunt sidekick. Oh cool, we actually get to see the Cubone that we helped out in Lavender Town. Yeah, I don't know if I actually mentioned it when we were talking about Mount Moon, but that's another one of just the things I find so glorious about the changes they made in this game. It just feels pretty good just to see Cubone actually become part of the story. Like, it's kind of just there at the side and you just help out the Marowak and it's all done and over from there. But like in this game, because your friendly rival picks up the Cubone and actually makes it part of their party. I mean, I guess you could kind of say the same thing about Blue, because I think he does add a Cubone / Marowak to his party sometime after Lavender Town. But like, there's a lot more of a narrative put behind... I forget what his actual name is. And also, shoot, there's the Kaboomy Boom that I was so dreading. For apparently no reason, because like it didn't wipe out any of us. But I think that like there is also that factor in double battles. Spread moves have their damage split between everyone. I keep forgetting about that. So like, let's say an Earthquake does 120 damage normally. If you use it in a double battle because it hits everyone besides yourself, that 120 becomes like shoot, this is simple mental math. Why am I blanking out on it? Like 30 damage. No, that would be if it hit at all 4 people. 120 divided by 3 should not be that hard to do. Maybe I can give myself a break because I'm trying to commentate and play a video game while I'm doing it, but I'm refused to letting myself go past this until I actually solve this, because dang it, I shouldn't be this bad with mental math. 120 divided by 3 is pretty confident that was going to be a obliterated Glisshiss. Well, Glisshiss, we're not going to let you go down in vain. Order could use some more experience if I could have just swapped her in safely. And I'll take my chances. We're weak to a lot of poison types hanging out here, but if I can get Gambler here, I got a special psychic type for the physical wall wheezing. So it should be a fine way to break through the defenses. Well, you know, no one saw it coming. No one saw the swap the fairy type coming. Anyways, I haven't let this down yet. 120 divided by 3 is 40. Is 40 between everyone, right? Oh no way, I'm not pulling up a calculator. The thing is, like, I was a huge math whiz in school, so that kind of just doesn't help with. Oh yeah, it is 40. Woot! I was right. I know basic math off the top of my head. I haven't become completely stupid since going to college. You know, this is probably an older game, so maybe they'll do it in Gen 8. But it'd be kind of cool if for double battles, if Boomerang, because it hits twice, and makes like because it makes like a swinging motion where it like goes from one Pokemon to another. It'd be pretty neat if like Boomerang could hit one Pokemon, but if it knocks it out, then on the recoil it would just fling back around and hit the partner Pokemon. Like in that case where Boomerang knocked out the Raticate, come back around and hit the Weezing, that would have been real nice. And yes, I did just use Metronome when it had 1 health yet. I am just a real gambling fellow today. But hey, it worked out. It was just the pointless move that I needed to do just enough damage. And I don't know, I mean, like, I appreciate like Cubone being out here for the lore and all that, but you have other Pokemon Procrastinati. They would have been just as capable, especially with this Golbat being the last thing, they'd be just as capable being just the job. Meanwhile, I don't even know if there's anything you can do to this Golbat because of the flying type, like, makes it completely resistant to any ground type moves you have. Oh, you do have Headbutt, and you can't even finish off the job. I can't give you too hard of a time because you're burned and all that, but I mean, like, it'd be a bit of a shame if I didn't have to waste the PP of this one move. Overkill, even for a resistant move, but whatever gets the job done. And with that, I think like this is where they hid the lift key. Now that I remember it exists. Again? What? So it wasn't a stroke of luck that let you beat me last time. I understand now. We'll have to be more careful around you too. Well, I mean, I'm glad I have you to take the blow and the blow for all the gags. Cool, just what I needed. Thanks, Procrastinati. We'll just borrow this until Sylph is free. And now the world has opened up to us, and we should be getting a lot less lost and kabumbled. I'm actually kind of embarrassed that it took 2 episodes for us to get... No, 1 episode, considering the fact that I've started the last episode. We had an episode right before we actually got on the Sylph Cove. But 1 episode, and I didn't even need to like go through any mazes or puzzles in that. I just needed to take the freaking elevator to floor 5, follow the path that this weird pink guy is at, and I would have found the plot progress right away. Ah well, I mean we at least get the whole Sylph Cove experience and all. Thank you all for tuning in to Let's Go Eevee. Again, if you want to save all the hassle that I went through, just take the elevator to floor 5 and walk left. You'll find Plot Guy, and you'll be all set to make all the progress that I spent 40, maybe even a whole hour on. Until then, see y'all later.